Hello, welcome to the channel. I bring you some tips on how to start role-playing. Although RPG books cost money, playing is free. To play, you will need a group of friends, pencil, paper, dice, or some app that simulates them, patience, time, and dedication. To start, define which tabletop RPG you will play and read their rules. Then, define who will be your GM or Game Master and what setting you will use. One of you will have the task of directing the game. This is to create and narrate the story, arbitrate between the parties, and give the story a cohesive way so that it develops in a natural, organic way. The director's script is secret. The characters act autonomously in an open-ended play where the story will be built collaboratively, but the director has the last word. Unexpected events happen frequently to the players. They do not know the script. On the other hand, the GM does not know with certainty what will happen either. Chance and dice play an important role in shaping the story, as well as the will of the players behind the characters. The historical and cultural context varies according to the setting. It can be medieval, post-World Wars, contemporary, post-apocalyptic, futuristic, science fiction, or based on a novel or book. The GM will choose the adventure based on the tastes of the players, privately organizing the material he will need to develop it. These resources can range from names, props like old maps, antique jewelry, crystals, or skulls, to supporting audio files, movies, or images to enrich the narrative. Background music, miniatures, and the battle mat are optional. Players should think about the character's story before starting the adventure. It is advisable to try to describe them as well as possible and explain how they decided to live in search of adventure. What are their professions? What are they passionate about? What are they afraid of? You can create your character with the help of the DM or GM on a special record sheet and under the character creation rules. Both can be found in the chosen RPG book. That character is the role they will take during the game. Here's a brief example on how to roleplay. The GM begins. Your group set out in search of Talgan and Sharwin, who disappeared 5 days ago on a rescue mission. After descending to an underground level of the Sunless Citadel, inhabited by the kobolds of the Ticklecorn clan and the goblins of the Durbaluk clan, you reach an underground garden, a vaguely lit, high-ceilinged natural cavern. After walking a while, you find yourselves in front of a monstrous white tree, very dry and devoid of life. Its roots dig deep in the loose earth and into the ground, unlike the stone floor of the citadel. Its branches and trunk have destroyed part of the roof. They rise several meters above and continue to the upper levels. The smell is very unpleasant. In addition to the humidity of the environment, the floor has compost and many plants grow everywhere. Giant ferns sprout from the ground, and some luminescent fungi hang from the walls. Ivies climb the collapsed columns of rock. It looks like the lower level. It is in ruins, and there are laboratories with strange species of plants. A man with pale skin, with a dry and wrinkled appearance, in a slow voice says to them,
Master Haggard welcomes you to his sanctuary. Each plant is sacred. It is born from the Golthias tree.
pointing to the sick tree. A smaller, frail-looking man approaches from behind with a hood covering his face and threadbare robes.
Are you coming for them? It is too late. They're slaves now. Join me, or you will die.
Saying this, slender creatures such as small trunks or lively tree branches called twig blights surround a group of explorers. The white roots of the tree protrude from the ground, entangling your legs, Andy. Andy says, I want to cut the roots with my knife to free myself. The GM tells Jean, your character sees a human emerging from the trunk of the white tree, as if it is giving birth. A viscous substance surrounds it. It is like a placenta. Jean says, it is Sharwin. I am going to see if she is alive. While Andy's character cuts the roots to free himself, Jean's character runs towards the girl, and before arriving, a huge toad jumps out of the dark and stands between him and the girl. Hiding behind the trees, he went unnoticed. The GM says to Will, what does your character do? And the rest of you? Will says, I pull out my lute and sing a ballad while casting a spell against Haggard. Illich says, I summon my animal companion and examine whether the dry-faced subject is Talgan, whom we have come to rescue. The GM warns, indeed it is, but its skin resembles the bark of a tree and behaves like a zombie. Illich says, it is too late. The red fruit from that tree can save them. The GM continues. Before you begin your turn, Louis, the thin man in robes approaches you and says,
It is my last offer. The Golthias tree grew from the stake used to kill a vampire. His essence endured in the tree. He will be our master. Let us begin the initiation rite.
The character of Jean sees how the girl rises slowly from the slimy placenta. It is Sharwin. Her skin looks like that of a tree too. Louis says, my character takes out his spellbook and says, Azarath, Metreon, Centhus, and casts Dance of Ruin. The GM concludes, all right. As you race to rescue Sharwin and Talgan, as you fight the twig blights, the toad, and Haggard, an explosion of fire begins consuming the tree. Smoke floods the environment. It's your turn, Andy. And so on. Arrange a meeting with your friends, pick a place and time. The GM will introduce the adventure to everyone, and each player will do the same with their characters. Thank you for watching. Share the link with your friends and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video.